prove to our audience that that actually is the case. They are running out of naturalistic hypotheses, if you will, to explain this event. Roll through some of those that have been proposed and then discarded by the secular scholars themselves.
Within the pool of live options for explaining the fundamental facts about the fate of Jesus of Nazareth are a variety of alternatives that have been proposed down through history. For example, the conspiracy theory, the apparent death theory, the wrong tomb theory, the hallucination theory, as well as the resurrection theory. All of these naturalistic hypotheses have been considered and rejected by contemporary scholarship. For example, the conspiracy theory was first tried in the late 17th, early 18th century by German and English deists. They said that the disciples enjoyed the easy life of preaching that they had with Jesus of Nazareth, and so to continue this life after his death, they stole the body out of the tomb and lied about the resurrection appearances. Well, no credible historian or scholar today would hold to such an opinion. No one can read the pages in the New Testament and deny that these men and women really sincerely believed the truth of what they proclaimed. Now, they might have been wrong, but they clearly were not conspirators and deceivers. They were willing to go to their deaths for the truth of this belief. So that theory is unacceptable.
And it certainly wasn't an easy life.
Well, obviously not.
If they all died for
they
their
were
faith.
willing to die for this, and many of them did die. Take another example, the apparent death theory. This was suggested by German rationalists in the latter half of the 18th century and the early part of the 19th century. In fact, it's a sad note of history that the so-called father of modern theology, Friedrich Schleiermacher, actually adopted this theory. According to this theory, Jesus wasn't really dead when he was taken down from the cross. There was some spark of life remaining in him. And somehow he revived in the tomb, managed to escape, and convinced the disciples that he was risen from the dead. Well, again, this theory was absolutely buried by Strauss in his Life of Jesus, critically examined in 1835. And what Strauss pointed out was simply this, that a half-dead Jesus, desperately in need of bandaging and medical care, who managed to creep out of the tomb and present himself to the disciples, would never have elicited in them the worship of him as the conqueror of death and the risen Lord. So the theory is just utterly implausible, and there are many other problems with it as well. But again, I don't know of any modern historian or scholar who would defend this. And so it goes one after another of these naturalistic hypotheses have been proposed in the course of history, and none of them have been able to win the consent of a majority of scholars today. So that skeptical scholars who deny the resurrection of Jesus are really left in a quandary. They simply do not know how to explain the origin of the Christian faith, these post-mortem appearances, the discovery of the empty tomb of Jesus, and the account of Jesus' burial by Joseph of Arimathea. It leaves them in a very, very difficult position.